If you have ever wondered how hunting really begins in America, this video is for you. This is how to start hunting in America. A complete beginner roadmap, step by step. For many beginners, hunting feels confusing. The laws are unclear, the gear feels intimidating, and without guidance, it's easy to feel lost. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through 7 simple steps that turn confusion into confidence, from education to your first day in the woods. This is where the journey begins. But before proceed in video, please subscribe to this channel and hit the like button. Step 1. The foundation. How to get hunter safety certification or blue card. Before you ever touch a weapon or spend money on camouflage, you must first build your legal foundation. In the United States, hunting is not a right, it is a privilege managed by each state, and the first price of entry is education. This system exists to keep hunters, wildlife, and the public safe, and it ensures that hunting remains a respected tradition. Almost every state in America requires new hunters to complete a hunter's education course, often called a hunter education certificate or blue card, before they can buy a hunting license. If you were born after a certain year, usually in the 1960s or 1970s, this requirement is non-negotiable. Instead of seeing this course as a burden, think of it as your passport into the hunting world. Without it, the journey simply doesn't begin. The good news is that getting certified is easier than ever. Today, most states allow adults to complete the hunter's education course 100% online, at their own pace. The course teaches critical topics like firearm safety, ethical hunting behavior, wildlife conservation, and legal responsibilities. Once you pass the final exam, you receive your blue card certificate, which proves you are educated and qualified to hunt. Thanks to a nationwide rule called reciprocity, a hunter education card earned in one state is accepted in all 50 states. This means you only take the class once, and you are certified for life across America. When you finally hold that blue card in your hands, you've cleared the biggest and most important hurdle. From there, the path becomes much simpler. The next step is the administrative part, buying the hunting license that officially makes you legal to hunt. Step 2. The permits. How to navigate hunting licenses and tags. Think of your hunter education certificate as your diploma and your hunting license as the membership fee to the woods. To begin, you first need to identify your residency status, as this determines your price bracket. Residents, those who have lived in the state for 6 months to a year and have a state ID, typically pay a much lower fee, often between $15 and $50. Non-residents should be prepared to pay significantly more, sometimes 5 to 10 times the resident rate. Once your status is clear, you must choose between a base license and species-specific tags. A base license is your essential entry fee. It allows you to be in the woods and usually covers small game like squirrels and rabbits. However, if you are pursuing big game like deer, turkey, or elk, you must purchase a specific tag or permit in addition to your base license. These tags are usually one and done, meaning once you harvest that animal and tag it, your season for that specific species is officially over. Beyond the basic license, you may need extra add-ons called stamps and endorsements. For instance, a federal duck stamp is a legal requirement across the entire country if you are hunting migratory waterfowl like ducks or geese. Some states also require a habitat or conservation stamp to fund land maintenance. Furthermore, if you plan to use a bow or a primitive firearm instead of a modern rifle, you will likely need an archery or muzzleloader endorsement added to your profile. When you are ready to purchase, you can choose between online or retail options. The digital route involves visiting your state's Department of Natural Resources or Fish and Wildlife website, where you'll create a profile, enter your blue card certificate number, and download a PDF. Alternatively, you can visit a terminal at a Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, or local bait and tackle shop. Just bring your state ID and safety certificate, and they will print your license on special weather-resistant paper. The final and most important step is to sign and carry your license. In the eyes of a game warden, an unsigned license is often considered invalid, so sign your physical paper copy immediately with a ballpoint pen. While many states now offer digital licenses through mobile apps, you should always carry a paper backup. Phones can die or break, and because the best hunting spots rarely have cell service, having that physical copy ensures you stay legal all the way back to the truck. Step 3. The gear. Understanding the basic gear you'll need. Now comes one of the most dangerous mistakes beginners make, the gear trap. The hunting industry often makes it seem like you need to spend a small fortune just to harvest a deer. The truth is, you don't. Your grandfather hunted successfully in work boots and a flannel shirt, and he put meat on the table just fine. For your first hunting season, the smartest move is to ignore the flashy gadgets and focus only on the gear that truly matters. There are 3 pieces of gear that deserve your attention and your money. The first is boots. If your feet are cold, wet, or full of blisters, your hunt is over. No amount of willpower can fix miserable feet. Invest in high-quality, waterproof, and insulated boots that fit well. This is where beginners should spend their money first, because comfort and safety start from the ground up. The second priority is clothing layers. Avoid cotton at all costs. Cotton absorbs sweat, holds moisture, and can make you dangerously cold once temperatures drop. Instead, build a simple layering system using merino wool or synthetic materials. Start with a base layer that pulls sweat away from your skin, add a mid-layer for warmth, and finish with an outer layer that blocks wind and light rain. This system keeps you warm, dry, and comfortable without overcomplicating things. The third essential piece of gear is optics. You cannot hunt what you cannot see. A basic pair of 10 by 42 binoculars is one of the most important tools a hunter can own. Binoculars allow you to scan fields, hillsides, and tree lines from a distance, helping you spot and identify animals without spooking them. Good optics save energy, save time, and dramatically improve your chances of success. Step 4. The strategy. How to choose your first animal. One of the biggest mistakes nearly 90% of beginner hunters make is trying to start with big game like deer or elk. While these animals are exciting and popular, big game hunting is high stakes and often low opportunity. You can spend several long days in the woods, sit quietly from sunrise to sunset, and never see a single legal animal. For a beginner, this can be frustrating and discouraging, and many people quit before they ever truly learn how to hunt. If your goal is to actually learn hunting skills, the smartest place to start is small game. Animals like squirrels and rabbits are often called the kindergarten of woodsmanship, and for good reason. Hunting small game teaches you how to move quietly through the woods, how to use your eyes instead of just your legs, and how to stay patient while constantly paying attention. These skills are the foundation of all successful hunting. Small game seasons are usually long, the licenses and tags are inexpensive, and the opportunities are frequent. In fact, you can often get more real hunting experience in one morning of squirrel hunting than you might get in an entire month of deer season. You'll see more animals, take more shots, and learn faster. Once you master the small woods, understanding animal movement, sound, and cover, the big woods and big game become much easier to handle. Step 5. The land. Finding a place to hunt. In America, you don't need to own land to be a hunter. One of the greatest advantages American hunters have is access to public land. As a citizen, you are a shared owner of more than 640 million acres of public land spread across the country. National Forests, Bureau of Land Management, BLM, lands, and state wildlife management areas are open to legal hunting and function like a public library for the outdoors, available to anyone willing to learn and follow the rules. Modern technology has made public land hunting easier than ever. Digital mapping apps allow hunters to clearly see where public land begins and ends, helping avoid trespassing issues. These tools also show important features like water sources, elevation changes, trails, and areas of thick cover where animals like to hide. With a little time studying maps, beginners can start hunting smarter instead of harder. When scouting public land, one of the most important things to look for is edges. Edges are places where two different habitats meet, such as where a forest meets an open meadow or where a swamp transitions into a dry ridge. These transition zones are where animals naturally travel, feed, and feel safe. If you can find a spot that is at least 1 mile away from the nearest road, you have already out-hunted nearly 80% of people. Most hunters never walk that far, and that extra effort often leads to quieter woods, less pressure, and better opportunities. Step 6. The moment. Hunting and the ethics. Hunting is not constant action. In fact, 99% of hunting is waiting. It is a quiet, focused experience that many hunters describe as a form of active meditation. You are sitting inside the living room of a wild animal, sharing its space, and your goal is not to be noticed. Every sound, every movement, and every decision matters. You learn to slow down, to observe, and to become part of the environment rather than a disturbance within it. Then, when the moment finally comes and a legal animal steps into range, everything changes in an instant. Your heart begins to pound, your hands may shake, and your breathing speeds up. This feeling is known as buck fever, a surge of adrenaline that hunters have experienced for thousands of years. It's natural, and it's powerful. But this is also the moment where discipline and ethics matter most. A responsible hunter understands that harvesting an animal comes with a serious responsibility. You owe that animal a quick and clean end. If the shot angle is not right, if the animal is moving, or if something doesn't feel correct, the right choice is to let it walk. The greatest skill a hunter can develop is not pulling the trigger. It is having the strength to say no to a bad shot. That decision defines the difference between simply taking a shot and truly becoming a hunter. Step 7. The reward. From field to table. The hunt does not end when the shot is fired. In many ways, that is when the real work begins. Field dressing, which is the process of carefully cleaning and preparing the animal, is how a hunter transitions from simply taking an animal to truly harvesting it. This step is done with respect, patience, and purpose, because it honors the life taken and ensures that nothing is wasted. When you eat meat that you personally scouted for, tracked, harvested, and processed, the experience is completely different. You are eating some of the cleanest, healthiest, and most natural protein available anywhere. There are no factories, no long supply chains, and no mystery about where your food came from. You stepped outside the modern industrial food system and participated in a tradition that is as old as the mountains, a heritage passed down through generations of American hunters. This hunting roadmap is simple to understand, but it is not easy to follow. You will get cold, you will feel frustrated, you will spend long days in the woods and come home empty-handed many times. That is exactly why we call it hunting, not getting. The challenge is what gives the experience its meaning and its reward. The woods are waiting for you. The public land belongs to you. The hunting heritage is yours to claim. All you have to do is take that first step. And before you go, I kindly ask you to share this video with someone who wants to start hunting, and leave a comment below sharing your own hunting experiences or questions. Thank you for watching.